All right, back halftime. A game of runs, at least for us. UVA takes the lead. What was the final half? 29-17. I mean, we held them to 17 half. That's crazy. What were
It's
your thoughts?
crazy. Yeah, so they said there were 21 scouts, 21 NBA scouts at the game. I think 19 of them were dry heaving in the restroom with about 5 minutes left in the first half. A classic, ugly Virginia game right now. Obviously, we're up 12 points, but I don't know what the scouts are going to glean from this. Other than to say there's some good defense being played.
Yeah, I always wonder what scouts think when they come watch a UVA game. Like it's kind of, I'm guessing they're watching certain plays and movements, not necessarily like, expecting an NBA game to break out.
Yeah, and Corey was right. They're looking at really two guys. It's Keyshawn George and Ryan Dunn are the main guys. Reese is obviously they know his name and is getting a look as well. But as Corey mentioned, George is just a prototypical 6'8", 205. He's a freshman. Very, very good player. He's someone that will likely play in the NBA. And they're looking at Ryan Dunn, who they've probably seen a lot. But a good effort by us. Love our defense. I got to say, Nigel Pack takes some shots that I think the shot clock might be running down from where he shoots it from. And then I realized there's 20 seconds left on the clock. Like he takes some of the worst shots I've seen in college basketball this year.
And he is 0 for 6 field goals, 0 for 4 from 3.
Who's that, Wooga?
No,
Nigel,
I was saying,
Nigel
Fresh,
Pack.
that Nigel Pack takes shots like the shot clock is running down and it's about to, go off, but there's 20 seconds left. Like his shot selection it's the worst I've ever seen maybe in the ACC. I can't remember a guy taking worse shots than Nigel Pack.
I'll take it.
Amazing. What was he? He was the OG NIL guy, right? Wasn't he the first
at Miami?
Kansas State kid that went to Miami and got paid.
Yeah, Kansas State. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
They're shooting 28%, 20 from 3. They're just not having a great game. A lot of that has to do with us, I imagine, but they're also not hitting some shots.
I had the feeling.
Impressive.
I said in the pregame, I had the feeling we would make it very ugly and didn't want it to be otherwise. So that's what's happened.
Linda said $800K for Nigel Pack to come to Miami.
He owes them money. He needs to go to the ATM in Charlottesville down there on the corner, withdraw as much as he can, and just give it back to Miami. Because that's gross. I've seen him play 3 or 4 times this year, and he takes some bad, but he's especially he took one in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. I thought it was a shot clock violation. He had to get it up, but there was literally 20 seconds left on the clock. It was gross.
So Jordan Minor, 0 for 1, but very physical down low. He's had some really great box outs. I know the rebounds haven't shown up, but definitely making his presence known. Reese 3 for 8, got 8 points. Ryan Dunn 2 for 3, got 4, 6 boards. IMAC 3 for 5, 7 points, and Jake Groves 3 for 4 with 7. He's continuing his hot streak. Looking like he's hadn't lost a step here. Dante Harris 0 points, 0 for 3, but he's had some pretty nice moves, couple of nice passes, 3 assists so far. And Tane 1 for 1, hit that big 3.
Yeah, it's pretty even distribution for us. I'd like to see Minor get more involved. I think we can officially put to bed the Rhodey Tane debate. If you watch in the second half, watch how the guy who is guarding Rhodey plays against him versus how that same guy plays against Tane. It's totally different. They're cognizant of the fact that Tane is a threat and can make shots and is aggressive. And I'm not picking on Rhodey here because, at some point he's gonna have a big game and help us. But it's just not clicking. And we continue to start him. I think it's time for Groves to move into the starting lineup and get that preamble, that get his second wind. But he's also playing well, so I can see why Tony wants to bring him in off the bench, and he's making shots. But man, I always love how Tane comes in off the bench, is aggressive. He's a threat. Teams recognize it. They guard him differently.
Dragon said, gotta agree with WFSU, need to limit the empty positions. Be aggressive on offense. Yeah, Miami does go on big runs, right? That's their thing. I mean, you can kind of see it in them when if they get really hot, they can score in bunches.
Yeah, looking at the score, it's hard to talk about anything about offense, right? Like, it just is what it is. We're just making the game ugly, or the game is ugly for whatever reason, and we're trying to get the next win and go on to the rest of the season. But yeah, the whole half to be played. Shit, who knows what's gonna happen?
So, what are we expecting in the second half?
I think Miami's gonna just bring pressure. Go ahead, Hav.
Yeah, they're going to really try to speed the game up. They're going to run. I think they're going to continue to take bad shots, but hopefully for them, that what they want to do is take those bad shots closer to the basket, open threes. Maybe they start making them reversion to the mean. They want this to be played faster, and we've done a good job. You saw us get back on defense, and they had a couple breaks where we got back, contested, got the rebound. Blake has been pretty good about that. He had a nice play in that stretch. So, they're going to speed it up. They don't want this game to be 56-46. They want to try to score 50 in the second half.
Yep.
Yeah, we looked really confident though. I mean, the IMAC drove in. I know he missed the two easy ones earlier, but like the confidence seems to be there. I love the way they're playing. It's fun to watch. Like it looks like, and they're having fun, as you've said in the past. It looks like they're having a good time out there and just enjoying the game. It's pretty cool to see. Obviously, winning helps, but every shot feels like it's got a chance. Yeah, it's great. Amazing. Amazing turn from
we sort of stole it at Clemson and came now back home, so it's fun and let's have fun. I didn't realize TW had my jersey up in the background. Nice.
You like that?
Number 11, Virginia. Let's go.
Jim Romeo said, yes, remember Miami's comeback last tournament versus Texas. But for Miami to make it to 55, they need 40 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the kid you previewed Hav today. He was huge that game at Texas.
Yeah,
against Texas.
Yeah, I think. What did Lance say up here? Right now, UVA's caught Miami team with low confidence. UVA better not take their neck off. Yeah, that's very true. What else do we have? Tom seems to be continuing to shoot earlier in the shot clock. Makes it a lot more fun to play.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing if Tony does what he did at Clemson and he starts Groves ahead of Rhodey. If you remember back, Groves started and Rhodey did not. He stuck to the Rhodey starting the game, but at Clemson he switched that out. Groves obviously had a good first half. Shoots it well. He's in a rhythm. Do we see that happen? I think we'll see Groves start the second half.
Hilton said Jake Groves is what we thought BVP was last year. Is that fair?
That's fair. I get it. But BVP tried to turn himself into a three-point shooter, where Jake Groves is a three-point shooter. What BVP was really good at was moving the ball and making great decisions. Groves is not that guy, right? he's not on the perimeter, slowing things down, speeding it up, and making great passes. He's a weapon shooting the ball. I get what you mean, but I don't think it's the same thing. And I think what Groves is bringing us is right now more valuable.
Groves gives me, and I know this is not a great comparison because it's totally different levels, but he gives me a little bit of Duncan Robinson vibes for the Miami Heat. You guys know Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
He about the same size, I think. Maybe Groves a little bigger, but elite shooters that hunt shots that can make them. And if he gets in a rhythm, he's a real problem for people. So let's keep it up because he's been our most effective player the last couple weeks.
I say he's Will Sherrill 2.0 for those that remember Will Sherrill.
Oh yeah,
Obviously coming off, he was a walk-on, but similar style in terms of he made open shots, didn't turn it over, was just solid all around. Yeah, he's got that vibe. What do y'all think about Reese
I
giving
like
a
this
foul with 9
question.
seconds left?
Yeah, I like the question, but you know what? I think Reese saw something. I think that he wasn't given the foul because of the time of the game. I think he saw something was about to go awry, and then he knew he had fouls to give, and so he gave it. Does that make sense? Like, thought it was going to an easy bucket for Miami or whatever. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that makes. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the second half brings. What are your predictions? Second half, Fresh.
I think we're going to see a fast and furious Miami try to get out of their funk. And if that doesn't happen in the first 7 minutes, they're going to be so bored they all just want to leave, and they might walk out of the game early like the Pistons did back in the day and just leave the court because it's been brutal for them.
What are your thoughts? Are they going to come out and be free and start draining threes, or is it going to be more?
I don't think so. I think there's something going on there. I think they're going to try to speed the game up. I don't think they all of a sudden start hitting a lot of shots. And I think we end up pulling away slowly and steadily, which is what we kind of do all the time. It'd still be a low scoring game. I don't know what the over under was, but I know it was fairly low. And I think the under is probably the play if we could go back, an hour.
Yeah, seriously. I think it was 134.
It wasn't low. It was for what we know about Virginia. It was actually high because you sent that clip from
Doug,
players today, and he took the under of our game in that preview. So I don't. If you go back in time and you just take the under basketball games of Virginia, you probably do okay in the TV era, right? Outside of 2019.
I mean, Mark's not here, but what was said at halftime, you think, to these guys? You guys have been in the locker room before. What's the halftime when you're up big against a dangerous team?
I think, I think you think you're up bigger than you are, and it hasn't been pretty. It hasn't been easy, so to speak. Have made a great point of Miami just what in the world are you doing? The kid Elijah Packer, whoever. You got get ready for what they're going to bring. So be sound against it. They're gonna have a run. Guaranteed, they're gonna have a run. If they don't, that's great. But you got to tell the kids, players, you think they're gonna have a run, and just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, they've not drawn. There's no foul trouble, and I think they just said, "Hey, this is working. Let's stay in our game plan. Get back on defense. Make them shoot it from 5 feet outside the line, and we're gonna win this game going away."
All right, let's do it. Game is back on. We'll see you guys post game. Go Hoos.
Go Hoos.